everyone, I'm Kenzie Moss, and today for Maker's Mic, we have Mr. Mark DeNyse with DeNyse Companies. He
Hello.
is the president, and I am so excited for this interview and for you to tell us all about what DeNyse does.
Well, Mackenzie, thank you so much. And thank you to the GMA organization for everything they do. We are so proud to be members and grateful for everything that the GMA supports. They organize for all our different companies and administers these amazing tours through the state. I just have to say, just a brief aside, some of the tours you guys have been on to the Hyundai plant and others have just been exceptional. And you guys really came out of nowhere. And when I took over the business years ago, I was just really impressed at the job that GMA was doing to educate and to try to collaborate with other members. And we've done some really warm roundtables with other business owners. And if you find yourself in that manufacturing group and want a group of peers to collaborate with, I would very highly recommend GMA. So that's my plug. You didn't ask for it. Uh,
Thank you.
you're very welcome, Mackenzie. Thank you so much for your time today. And thank you for just a little moment to get to know you a little better. Just like you guys, we're a family business.
Yes.
Started in my mom and dad's basement uh,
Wow.
42 years ago. So the year after I was born, really the year I was born, my mom and dad didn't have two nickels to rub together, literally. So they had to borrow on a Sears credit card to buy equipment to start the business in their basement. It's a
Wow.
true Cinderella story where, they took out this $500 loan and, started making signs in the basement. And here we are today, um, company that has over 170 employees working all over the country and even doing some international projects, which is really exciting to see, um, you know, grow into what it is today. It's really exceptional, and you know, I take this much of the credit, but truly it's the team that's assembled here at DeNyse, and it's that family team that makes it what it is today. And so what we do, we design, manufacture, and install all types of signage, and that could be ADA signage, custom signage for commercial businesses or multifamily businesses or mixed use developments. Um, as well as, we've been doing repping the new digital brand. We have been working on digital displays ever since, they came out years ago, where we would go in and be the ones that would execute the installation of these digital displays, large spectaculars and so forth. And so, I recently just got back from travels overseas to China and some other areas to inspect and look at manufacturers that are producing product for us now. So
What
we've
are some of sorry to interrupt you. I want
yeah,
to hit one thing. So on your website, I saw the Braves, tons of signage for the Braves. Go
yeah,
Braves.
go
Um,
Braves.
some signage for Kennesaw. I'm an owl myself, so I saw that. And then
Oh, there you go.
Northside Hospital. I have
Yep.
family that works there. What are some of the digital designs that we may have seen around that
Yeah.
we would recognize that y'all have done?
So if you've been up 75, 85, right there at that intersection, the big SCAD digital,
Yeah.
Savannah College of Art and Design, there's a big one, on the other side. There's one facing southbound, and we would call that a spectacular display. It's a large display. We've also done displays across the front of that building, poster displays for events that they're having and different movies and so forth. They're literally like digital movie posters. The main ID sign that you see displaying messages as to upcoming events and just artwork from the students, as well as when you walk in the entryway vestibule, there is the sides, the roof, and the other side, all encapsulating you as you walk into
Wow.
the building, all wrapped in digital. So that's just one example of us providing, digital displays for a client. We're working on many others right now across, multiple states. And
Can you
even
tell
putting
us
up
what you're
our
working
first.
on
Yeah, so this is pretty
internationally?
exciting. I'm really pumped about this. My alma mater. I'm a UWG alum, and right now we are putting up our first D1. I'm glad to say it's a D1 school.
Wow.
One scoreboard for University of West Georgia, the Wolves out there. So that will be operational in the next couple of weeks, and we are thrilled, beyond thrilled to be working with them, not just for the scoreboard, but in other capacities as well. And
That's
so that's
awesome.
an installation that we are really excited about.
It always feels good to tie it back to something that is near to your heart. So,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
that's so fun to how everything's connecting.
Yeah, it's a small world really, and to be able to get to go back there and have those roots and see it where it is now and be able to help take it to the next level means a lot to me. And
Yeah.
that's why we do what we do is to be able to take care of those around us. That's why we have a family business. So those are just some of the products that we provide. I mean, we've built a variety of things. It's really unique, and that's why companies came about. Years ago, it was called DeNyse Signs, and we do so much more than signage. Right now, we are building a rooftop canopy. So it will go up on the top of a multifamily high-rise building, and it's a big steel structure that has louvers on the top and solar on top of those louvers that feeds back into the system for the building there. But
Wow.
it's a very dynamic um, uh, installation, and nobody would expect that a sign company built that, but we did. And a lot of garage that you see around town, these multifamily wrap garages, they will have architectural panels or fabric mesh panels that are decorative in nature. We can design, manufacture, and install those as well.
Can you tell us what you're doing internationally or give us a hint about that?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. We were working with a group out of California that was working on a very high design for a museum in Jerusalem.
Oh,
So we
wow.
were just, it's called the Museum of Tolerance. And so we were able to design, fabricate that here, very unique letter set. And, we made some prototypes for the client and they said, we like it. Can you guys, not only manufacture it, but we really want you guys to install it as well. And so we have recently completed the first phase of that and they're looking to do a second phase, and it sounds like it's the right time to do it. Hopefully, this everything works out over there, and we're able to get back. But I didn't really want to send my team to do a second phase in Jerusalem right now. Traveling over there is really not safe, so
Yeah.
we're going to wait till things kind of calm down, and then we'll be able to send our teams back internationally and work on that. We're working with a client right now that does some data centers um, all across the country, but really all across the world. And we have worked with them on their brand um, at a very high level and executing some product that really looks just amazing. And they love it so much that they've asked if we would be willing to go to the UK and England and other places across the pond to help them we'll manufacture the product here, ship it overseas, and help get it installed.
So I just hear y'all doing tons of different. I see why you had to change the name to DeNyse
Yeah.
Company because y'all are in a lot of different areas. And I saw on your website you design, do fabrication, installation, service, repair. I even saw that y'all help with that's the
Okay.
word
Uh,
permitting, which I think is cool because I mean I don't know much about this per se, but I feel like that could be a confusing area for some companies, and that's cool that y'all do all of those different things.
yeah, it's a necessary evil in our industry. Building process is very tricky. And so for developers and owners, trying to get through the permitting process is a big battle that they contend with, especially the national ones. And so if you can establish a rapport with the client and show them that you can, get these things done, not just in our backyard here, but, when I'm working out in Colorado or California. Um, no doubt it's going to be tricky. Um, but being able to be persistent and persevere through that process and get it done is very important. And that, we can show them that we're staying on it and working in their best interest. They trust us, and that
Yeah,
means a lot to us. And so we don't take that lightly. And so we're going to lean into those processes, even though it's not a profit center for us, but it's a way to serve our clients better when we can get that done for them. It makes us feel really good. So,
absolutely.
yeah,
I wanted to go back to your family owned. I see
yeah,
your woman owned. Who
yeah.
is that woman to you?
Oh, my mother dear. We call her Gigi. So
Oh,
our my mom, Jennifer DeNyse, was truly she's just an exceptional person, but she was an amazing businesswoman as well, and still is, frankly. She is the chairman of our board, and really is the one I call usually leaving work. I call my dad a lot too, but he's usually still working with his hands, busy. He's the unique person when a lot of people retire and they had a successful career, they go take their leisure time, go fishing, go buy things, and just enjoy that slower pace of life. My dad's been busier in retirement than he was, working, and he loves working with his hands. So, my dad's kind of been the guy out there swinging the hammer, if you will,
yes,
and executing for, clients and for our company. My mom has been a very grounded person and, always had to watch the numbers. She was extremely good with the numbers and taking care of things. She was a paralegal assistant. She worked in just, she was a teacher. And in our early years, there's a story about how we were struggling, in those early years. We really hadn't, leapfrogged into that next level. I would say we were that 1 million to $2 million a year sign company and really just not able to get to a level where we could sustain a lifestyle that would really be worth saying, hey, we own our own company and this stress is really worth it.
yeah.
And my mom told my dad, look, you go out, make the signs, talk to the clients, let me handle all the pricing, all the estimating, and I'm going to tell you what you need to sell the jobs for. Because my dad was notorious for not wanting to lose, so he would price his product too low. And
They sound like a match made in heaven.
they really were.
Why they are successful today.
Well, I like cats and dogs, but always kissed and made up and tried to push through those challenges of trying to run a business together, which is very challenging to be a husband and wife team, but to do it successfully, that's a whole nother
It
uh,
is.
cats, if you will.
Yes.
But she was able to effectively turn the tide, and my dad slipping that first proposal across the table. Wait, are they gonna tell me to get out of their office and yell at me, or
Mhm.
how is this gonna go? And the client was like, you know wow, you guys went up on your pricing. And dad was like, yes, sir. And he was like, about time. I felt like you guys were undercharging for your product.
He was
Uh,
like, "Ugh, thank
it's
God.
more expensive than I wanted to pay, but you know what? You guys are worth it.
Wow.
And that
That's a
proposal goes
great
back to my
feeling.
dad. It was one of the best. He still talks about it to this day.
Oh, I
And,
imagine.
that experience and then, having them be able to make each other better is what they did throughout their career. It was, they would challenge each other, and that wasn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. That they sound like great people, parents, business partners.
Oh
That's
yeah,
amazing. I might have to
absolutely.
interview one of them one day.
Please, I would love that. They're in Switzerland right now,
Oh my
enjoying.
gosh.
They were at the Matterhorn today. They were not climbing it, but they did go up and hike up the trails and climbed up to the views. So still very active
That's
and
wonderful to
out
hear.
there traveling and doing other things. So
That is so good to hear. I love the family background. I mean, that's what we're doing here at GMA as well. So I always love a good background story, a origin story.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah,
I
you're welcome.
wanted to switch gears and ask you what are some of the trends, or let's go with the main trend that you see in the manufacturing world right now, and how are you um, overcoming that?
Yeah. There's so many things, Mackenzie, I could lean into, whether it be design trends and what do we see product wise moving through the doors. We'll see seasonal things. Back in the day, it was the tan and gold. We would see, the way things are made was with a lot of foam products or, a variety of things. And we've seen things evolve over time. Right now we're seeing a lot of when it comes to products, a lot of wood grains, custom wood grains, and custom powder coated products, as well as, unique finishes. Clients still trying to be unique and differentiate themselves at the same time, trying to be aesthetically, aligned with what people want to see in
I was
a,
about
in
to
a
say, is
project.
it very like beige and
Back in the day, for
neutral?
sure. Yeah, yeah. And, so we see design trends. We also see trends when it comes to how do we communicate, organizationally, how do we communicate with each other, with our clients? So, the need for information being faster and more rapid. We need better communication faster, and we need our products sooner. And so that just-in-time manufacturing, um, for us, that's very difficult because each job is like a prototype. And if you're in the business of prototype building, that can be very difficult because, you're taking a guess at how many hours it's going to take to build a specific item. And you don't have the data set that, you can go lean on of, hey, I've built this exact same thing. And with these 5 different people, it took, this long, and you can clock it because everything is unique. Um, and that's what we really are into. We build custom, unique applications for or assets for our clients, and they want to differentiate themselves. So we do our best to try to provide as much value as we can, but yet not go out of business in the process. So we can be there for them on the next time when they want us to do it again, and communicate far enough in advance that we can get it done when they need it by. At the same time, you know, if we put too much pressure on them and they're just moving dirt on a project, it's like, look, you're too far out, and we're not there yet. So trying to blend those things. That's another trend we're seeing with regard to information. We live in the Amazon world.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was about to say, I feel like you probably, people want things faster because we're so used to Amazon and getting things really quick next day sometimes.
oh
And
yeah,
I think it's important the point you made of you're making a prototype. Like you're not getting, you don't want signage that other people have. You want yours to
right.
be unique. That's the whole point of it.
Hmm.
And even with the Braves, all the different designs that y'all have made are completely different. But even though they're still just for one company, they're also different and
Yeah.
unique and different sizes and different colors. And I'm sure a lot more goes into it. But just from the
Oh yeah.
outsider point of view, I can only imagine. But I definitely think it's important to keep a customer happy, to have that communication and make sure that they know where are you at in the process, when can we kind of expect this. I think it's good to still keep them in the loop with that stuff.
For sure. So those are some of the trends that we're seeing right now. Rates being a little higher. We're big in the multifamily area space as well. And it's been a little slower for us in the multifamily side of things. And I think that industry's, kind of been a little slower as a group. So we're feeling the effects of that because that's a large portion of our business. Um, but we're still hanging in there, and we've got a lot of opportunities in other areas and other aspects of business that have historically been low. So that's the beauty of being diversified with regard to our client set. We work with data centers, we work with sporting, companies, you name it. And so where sometimes one client will be on a decline, another client will be picking up like data centers. something like that. So that helps offset our revenue swings.
Well, Mark, I think this has been a great interview. It's been such a pleasure to get to know you. Hopefully, we can meet in person soon at one of our events. I loved hearing about your family and all that DeNyse does. Um, in Georgia, all over the United States, internationally, y'all are doing amazing, and that y'all are a great member of ours, and we really, really appreciate everything you've done for us.
Well, thank you for this time today, and thank you to all the viewers for listening to us. And just lastly, just want to take a moment and say, if it wasn't for our clients that support us in what we do every day, um, we wouldn't be able to do this. And so, thank you for that honor and that privilege to get to work for you guys and to get to serve you guys. We are grateful for that. I feel blessed by that opportunity each and every time. So opportunity to thank them and thank the staff, the hands that literally get to fabricate each one of these signs. It is a blessing to do that, and we're grateful for it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your platform that you guys have created to help not only me, but all those manufacturing companies all over Georgia.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. People are very lucky to work for y'all. If anybody wanted to get in contact with you about your services with DeNyse companies, how can they do that? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, you can, my email is simple, mdenice@denyseco.com. But, for faster response, I would say, info@denyseco. There's like 6 people that monitor that email account. And then, feel free to call the main line, 770-942-0688. Our lovely receptionist, Bonnie, will put you in good qualified hands, or you can call me. If I'm not in a meeting, I'll try to answer 678-522-8359. So that's my cell. So
All
glad to help
right.
however I can. Thank you,
Thank you
McKinley.
so much.
Thank you, G
Thank
May.
you all for tuning in to another Maker's Mic.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.